Hey everyone, this is Quissy here. I am live from BlizzCon 2023 in Anaheim, and I want to talk about Season of Discovery, the new WoW Classic news that we learned today, and I just want to talk about some reactions and some of the new things that are coming out with this new season. I'll probably make a much longer video when I get home, but right now I just wanted to get some quick thoughts and reactions up. So first of all, when Season of Discovery was announced during the opening ceremony, my first reaction was kind of neutral. I was just kind of, oh, okay, this is interesting, but I want to learn more about it. I'm not really sure. Let me wait until 3:30 for the deep dive where we can learn more about it. Well, we went to the BlizzCon arena at 3:30, and sure enough, the Classic team delivered with news and updates about Season of Discovery. So let's talk about a few of them. What's cool about Season of Discovery is that there are new hidden secrets in the game. They want to encourage exploration and adventure, social interaction and info sharing, and I think that's really neat. Classic is all about community and talking to one another, and the fact that they're not going to have a beta or a PTR speaks volumes because they don't want people looking things up in advance. They'd rather people kind of find it out in real time and then share the info. So what are these new secrets? Well, I'm thinking they're going to be like little lock boxes on the ground, or maybe a little book that you notice on the floor and interact with, and then before you know it, it opens up a quest, or maybe some new runes that we're going to talk about in a little bit. But they're going to be new additions that feel at home in WoW. We're also going to have level-banded content phases, and what that means is it was kind of inspired by the classic WoW beta, where everybody was capped at level 30 or level 40 and then found new ways to basically create a meta around those levels. For me, I think the beta was possibly the most fun I ever had in classic WoW, just because it stirred up the meta and everything was different in terms of gearing and progression and dungeons and just exploring the open world. So I really like what they're doing here by having level-banded content phases. It's also very approachable and easy for people to catch up, so if you have friends who are a little bit more casual and don't have enough time to play, getting to level 25 at first isn't too high of a commitment and really neat. And they said that when they expand the game, they're going to allow XP boosts for new phases so that people can catch up even easier. So the endgame gameplay, they're going to be in familiar locations but with new mechanics. So the first raid, BFD, we tested this out today. It was a 10-man raid. It's not just going to be Black Fathom depths with a few extra bosses added. It's going to have real mechanics, real thought-out bosses, not just something just strung together. The bosses are going to have new mechanics and things that you have to figure out with your friends. And best of all, it's going to have new loot, so you can get your level 25 pre-raid bis. Or, well, I guess it would be raid bis at that point, right? There's going to be a new World PvP event. The first one that we heard about is going to be an Ashen Vale, similar to an open world Alterac Valley style PvP event, so that's really cool. And of course, there's going to be potential for new experiences at higher levels, which they teased at the end of their presentation with an Alarmo bot, a crypt, and maybe some kind of graveyard. I don't know, I saw it really quickly, but it kind of looked like Scarlet Monastery. Got me really excited thinking that we might have a Scarlet Monastery raid at level 40. I mean, can you imagine that? Okay, well, we'll stick to one thing at a time. But the thought of having a Scarlet Monastery raid, I mean, come on. That's gotta hype everybody up. So yeah, let's talk about runes a little bit more. It's going to be basically new skills for all characters. They're going to apply new abilities you could swap anytime. To start out at level 25, you're going to be able to add runes to your chest, legs, and gloves, but more will unlock over time. These exist outside the talent system, so you still have your regular talents, and these new runes will be added on top of that. We got to play a demo at BlizzCon earlier, and right away we saw a Paladin taunt. We saw that Warlocks can tank, Rogues have a tank ability, Feral Druids have an interrupt. I mean, the list goes on and on. It's really neat, and it adds a lot more flexibility to each class, really. So if you're doing a dungeon or a raid, there will be a lot more options for people to heal, tank, or DPS. They're even going to make Shaman tanks viable, which is so awesome. But more things that we're going to have are reduced talent specs, potential for dual spec they kind of hinted at. So that's my quick summary of Season of Discovery. Basically, the goal is to shake up the meta. It's WoW Classic with a twist, or as Agran put it, Classic plus so much more. I like what he did there. I'm curious to hear what you all think of the news of Season of Discovery. So this is basically our Classic Plus. They just didn't name it Classic Plus, but The more I go over the details and the more I hear about it, the more interested I am, and I'm actually really, really excited. And heck, it's coming out November 30th, so it's gonna be here before we know it in just a few weeks. So I'd love to hear what everybody thinks about this. Let me know in the comment section below. I'll be reading the comments. I'm really curious to hear everybody's thoughts on that. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I will have much more news and updates coming from BlizzCon and longer videos when I get home. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you soon.